Hi, everybody. DJ Yokley with another Pizza Joe's Sebring Coach's Corner with one of my good buddies, Mr. Matt Seidel. Coach, I'm going to ask you this. Try to wipe that smile off your face. How are you doing?
Oh, DJ, first of all, great to be with you. Second of all, great to be with you after a win. And, a big win for the program. First league win as a member of the NBAC. First league win since 2016. We're all about getting monkeys off the back over here, and we got a big one off this week. So,
It was a huge game. I mean, like people don't. I mean, yes, two winless teams. However, it was a trophy game. It was a game of rivals. It was a game that was, sponsored by the National Guard. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you guys walked away the victors. I mean, how did the kids take it? How did the coaching staff take it? How long did you celebrate?
Yeah, so I gave the kids the weekend off. We were pretty banged up a little bit, heading towards the midway point of the season here. Everybody's kind of got the bumps and bruises a little bit, but I really wanted, especially with a bunch of new guys, I wanted them to take some time and really enjoy it. So we gave them Saturday off. Usually that's our stretch and run day. Get in and watch some film. To their credit, they still got on Huddle and were watching film on their own. I had a couple of guys this week again that were over 4 hours of film watched this week. And that's kind of our benchmark is when you get over that 4-hour mark, I know as a coach and our coaching staff knows as coaches, you're really taking some time to prepare. So, couldn't be prouder of our guys. Hard fought game, honestly. It really could have gone either way for a long time there. And then, Elijah kind of breaks the big touchdown run there in the third quarter or early on in the fourth quarter, I think it was, to put us up by a full touchdown at that point. And then, a couple plays later, Noah breaks one off, chases his brother on the other side, and he puts one in there too to kind of seal the deal. But exciting time, and like you said, hats off to the National Guard. When they came to us last year and they wanted to talk about, hey, we want to put rivalry games into the NBAC, and we want trophy games, and we want to make it the Week 4 matchup every year. We didn't really know what to expect because we were kind of the lone non-former ICL school that didn't have one of those traditional rivals in the new league. And we get paired up, smallest school in the league gets paired up with biggest school in the league in Waterloo. And we weren't real sure what to expect from it, but it's become a lot of fun as a game. And Coach DeVise and his staff, I know they work real hard over there. Wish them nothing but the best. And, it was great to come out on top this year.
All right. Clock hits triple zeros. You look up at the clock. I mean, is it one of those situations where it's like New Year's Eve, you're counting down, you're like, all right, come on. And what was the first thing that came to your mind when the clock hit zero and you knew this was the first win of the season?
Yeah, so they were driving really hard there at the end. And we thought that, they were going to try and put the ball in the air. And our secondary had been a little suspect for a while there. And Frankie Lazoya seals the deal with an interception there late. We kind of joked with him after the game. He checked himself into safety. He lined up at middle linebacker, and all of a sudden he's 25 yards deep picking off a pass. Still giving him a hard time this week about not getting that run all the way back and getting taken down at about the 15. Telling him, that's why you're on the offensive and defensive. But just, so thrilled for our kids. I know how hard they've worked, not that anybody else's kids don't work hard, but, there's unique challenges that come along with having a small roster. And, when you're showing up to practice every week and, I give a ton of credit to my coaches. They're playing offensive linemen this week, and the next week they're out running routes just so that we can get a good look in practice, and for our community too, because they've really shown up for us. Even though it's a coronavirus year where we're limited on the amount of spectators, there's trucks backed up against the fence every single week. People bringing blankets and lawn chairs and stuff, and it's so cool to see it.
All right, so there's great things that come from victory. There's also challenges, naturally, being that you're coaching anywhere from sometimes 13 years old to 18 years old. I mean, a win can go to your head pretty quick. when you're not accustomed to it. Talk to me about the challenges that maybe, you're facing this week that other coaches might be able to learn from or kind of agree with you.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge is not getting that overinflated sense of ego. You got the monkey off your back. You're riding high because you came off the win. And, you really have to focus your guys in again because Louisville's a heck of a football team. They're 1-3, and we both got wins over Waterloo. But when you watch them on tape, they've got some real playmakers. The Bonifosky kids, the Modeleski kid, and the growth of the Malone kid at quarterback from his freshman year last year to this year. I'm impressed, and I think he's going to do big things for a lot of years now. I hate the fact that he's a sophomore. Don't like the fact that I'm going to have to see him 3 more times. But just trying to get that focus back is so important. And I tried to relay to our guys that the faster we can do that, the more successful we're going to get a chance to be. The teams, the Springfield locals that are, perennial powerhouse now, and the McDonald's, the Western Reserves of our league that are doing it year in and year out. Those guys understand, hey, that 24-hour rule is a real thing. And once that 24 hours is up, it's time to put the hard hat on and go back to work.
All right. Lowellville, very, very tough matchup. You look at this very athletic team. You talked about the receivers. You talked about Vinny Ballone, probably one of the most underrated teams in this area because they're 1-3. However, they have games they probably should have won. They snuck up on Springfield a little bit for a while with a couple trick plays. You're planning for the Rockets, obviously. What are you planning for? What's the game plan?
Yeah, the big thing is we had to work on our coverage a ton this week. And we had to get with our secondary guys, and we've made some adjustments. We've talked about Noah and Elijah before, and they're kids that, when it's a league that's heavily run, you need your best tacklers to be playing in the box. But truly, they're the size and stature, they're the build of, corners, safeties, they're secondary guys. And, we joked for a long time, weeks 1 through 3, that our best cornerback was playing outside linebacker for us in Noah Frederick. And, so we made some changes this week. We changed some things. We think that we've got a little bit of an advantage up front again on the lines. And they've probably got a little bit of an advantage on the outsides. And so it's going to be a really interesting matchup this week. And we're going to run the ball. They're going to throw the ball. I think when we broke down their film, they were throwing it about 66% of the time, which is a pretty decent change from most of the schools that we play that are so run heavy. So, just fixing those things up and then continuing to drill the power run. We want to make sure that we're hitting our blocks exactly right. They create some unique challenges because they play 2 3-techs and 2 5-techs. So they're a little more of an outside 4-3 team. And then they like to bring pressure with their linebackers. And their 36 is probably one of the best linebackers that's in our league. He comes hard every single play. He's really kind of a lay the wood type player. I told our guys we got to make sure we get him blocked on every play because he'll come hard, he'll come fast, and he'll make plays. So that's the key for us.
All right, you kind of stole my thunder. I was going to ask you about the offensive side as well, but we'll move on to what is typically our last question, kind of off the field stuff with you, Coach Matt. What is the one thing that most people don't know about Matt Seidel?
Oh, man. I'm a pretty open book, DJ. The people that are close to me know pretty much everything about me. But I think the thing that people are sometimes surprised to learn about me is so I attended Mount Union College and have the other side here. There it is. Degree to show for it. And, I was there and was able to be on the football team. But I was actually there on a vocal music scholarship.
Can you give us a few notes?
Oh, we'll save that for another time.
All right. Before it's over, you got to give it.
We'll get one in there sometime. I got a chance to do some vocal music stuff there and got a chance to tour with their touring choir and stuff. So that was really cool. Got a chance to go to Ireland my senior year. That was awesome. So,
well, you caught me off guard with that one. I guess a follow-up question was, have you ever been in a band?
So never like a full-on band, but I've jammed around with some guys here and there, pick a little bit of guitar here and there. So
what's the jam of choice if you're karaokeing it up at a bar with your favorite I guess sportscaster? What would we be singing?
So anybody that knows me knows that my go-to is some old school Hootie and the Blowfish. Throw out some Darius Rucker out there, and, maybe even do some Old Crow Medicine Show.
Oh, wow.
But country boy at heart, so it's going to be country or it's going to be Hootie.
There was a part of me that was worried you were going to say Creed or Nickelback, and that was going to be the last Coach's Corner of all time.
No, yeah. So, I enjoy getting out there, and like you say, the karaoke bar's fun, so it's a good time to get out there. Had a chance with my last job to do a lot of travel to Nashville and hang out down there. So music's kind of my second passion.
It's always fun with you, brother, and I can't wait to karaoke it up at the local Sebring pub. Oh, wait, what is it? The Brick House, you said?
Brick House, yeah. We were down there for dinner again tonight. They had meatball subs for us tonight.
Meatball subs. So shout out to the Brick House, and I'm sure we'll be frequenting that pretty soon. We got to do a Coach's Corner from the Brick House. I think that'd be fun.
I think we should do that. Let's pick a week, and we'll do it.
Sounds good to me, man. We got a few to pick from coming up. So, Matt Seidel, thank you so much for your time and always for your support. And we'll be talking real soon, brother.
DJ, always a pleasure, man.